Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I have decided to do something different. I don't know, I have struggled a lot in life, so I feel like I am being called to help people who might be struggling or who are trying to figure out tough situations and tough decisions. So this channel is now going to be dedicated to me talking to people about their life experiences. If there are tips that they can share with us on how to navigate tough decisions and tough life experiences, I hope that this channel, with the wide range of people that I hope to be interviewing over the course of the next few months and the next few years, I hope that it at least, even if it blesses just one person, like even if it helps just one person figure a way out of a tough situation, I'll feel like I have answered my calling and done my job. So without much further ado, maybe I think I'll record the in-depth introduction video later, but let's get on with the show. Hi guys, I'm fine, thank you, darling. So this is, I'll allow her to introduce herself. She and I go way back. Like, she was my second childhood friend. We met in JSS1 in secondary school, and she has been my backbone and my rock, basically. Like, this is, if you're counting influential people in my life, she makes the top 5 list, basically. So we've shared a lot over the years, and I feel there is nobody else I could have decided to do the first episode with. It has to be Terdoo. So Terdoo, introduce yourself.
Thank you. So I'm Terdoo Akinyemi, Tiv, married to a Yoruba person, because I get that question a lot. Is that not a Tiv name? And they ended with like, I see people never think of that marriage could link someone from the north with someone from the south. But yeah.
Could you maybe tell us about your professional life? What do you do?
Okay, currently, I work as a researcher. Should I say fortuitously, because I started out thinking I was going to be an accountant, and then ended up doing a bit of accounting, finance, and all, and got pulled.
But you were chartered.
Yes,
you got chartered.
I got chartered, and then I got pulled to the attraction of this. I still get to use a lot of my finance and accounting background in what I'm doing now, but now mostly I'm focused on research and business development.
Okay. Would it be too much to ask who you work for, who you're doing the research for? If you are big, you are big. We want to establish how big she is. She's not a small girl.
So I work for Oxford Policy Management. It's an international firm with offices across the globe, and we're a business development or a research and consultancy company. We don't want to just know ourselves or term ourselves as business development consultants.
Okay.
And all of that, yeah.
So you work for...
We do everything with relating to policy. We help low and medium income countries.
Countries, not companies.
Not companies. We help low and middle income countries to, make the right policy decisions, so to speak.
Interesting. Yeah. So you influence policy at the highest levels.
Yes.
Interesting. Okay. So, but you've worked a 9 to 5 for how long now?
Most
of your adult life. Yeah. So you understand the intricacies of...
Yeah.
So anything pertinent you would like, because of, it's been a number of years, so you can't actually just go through chronologically. But if there are any standout episodes that you can like...
I would say one thing I learned from, or I tell people from my own experience, is when starting out, there's a limit to how, what's the word now? How specific you can be in what it is you want. Like, be specific but be flexible.
Okay.
Now, how do I say this? Let me give an example. So when I started out, I knew I've known as far back as when I was 7 that I wanted to work as an accountant because I had this cousin that I liked so much and I looked up to, and he was working with the bank, and I was like, yeah,
That's the life.
yeah, I want to work as an accountant. He was an accountant in the bank. I want to work as an accountant,
Okay.
a finance person, and all that. So I've always known that, and then with loving figures and all of that. So when I started my career, I knew, okay, I want to start off in the finance world or as an accountant in any organization, and I want to get to the height of that organization,
Okay.
you know, and even the height of that career path. Like, so then that was one expectation I had. Another was I got introduced into the NGO world
Okay.
or development sector. And then I was like, okay, I like that these people are working to deliver impact,
Okay.
change lives, make lives better for people and all of that. So yeah, I would like to work as an accountant and work in this area. So I knew those two clear things that, oh, be an accountant, work in the NGO slash development world and all.
Okay.
And I had already started, because I knew this in mind, I had started doing things in line with that. So whilst in university, I would go for volunteer work, like being a HIV volunteer counselor and testing
Okay.
person.
Did you have like career counselors or guidance
No,
counselors? Did you
I
ever talk to
didn't.
any of those people?
I didn't. I wish I did, because I feel like I would have gone further than I am now. But most things was more from routes, bits of information that you get through conversations with people or experiences that I got open to, and then I would come back and sit and be like, oh, I like this, and I want to, follow this path.
Sorry. I feel like you got a lot of, no, okay, maybe not a lot of, I feel like you got some self-awareness very early in life. Like not a lot of people who, not a lot of children who say, I'm going to be a fireman when they are 7 years old, actually grow up to be firemen. But you decided when you were 7 that you wanted to be an accountant. And then you started manifesting that profession from 7 years old, because you already, by the time you were in uni, you already knew the pathways to take to fulfill that dream. So
I think most of that was from exposures I got to my cousins. I know that in the world that we're in now, everything has become more secluded. Like, families want to just be within their own niche, and not because of all the stories we hear of maybe sexual molestations and
right.
and
Yeah, when we were growing
exposure
up,
to different things. But we got our experiences growing up from
from
our
the
interactions
extended
with our
family.
cousins. So they're either staying in another state, or they got access to an opportunity that you didn't even know existed or was possible to get. For
Okay.
example, I think my first year, no, not first year, by my third year in school, I went to visit my cousins, and they were like, oh, I'm going for internship at Coca-Cola.
So then you now start asking
And then I
questions.
said,
What is
oh, so
that?
I can actually work while I'm in school,
Mm.
and whilst I'm on holiday. And that was what bettered that idea.
Okay.
Or somebody, a cousin who has lived abroad and comes back and is talking about their experiences there and all that. Like, so those were how we made our visualizations.
Okay. So what I'm getting from what you're saying essentially is you got a ton of information early, so you decided early on what pathways to take. So exposure is good for
Yes.
kids. Expose them to as many different and varied scenarios as possible. Let them spend time with their cousins. Let them spend time with older people. Don't cage them. Like, the world has always been a scary place. We only are aware of how scary the world now is because we are only aware now of how scary the world is because of social media, because news gets to you fast like that. You're getting a lot of information faster. But the world has always been a scary place. But that did not stop us from playing with the neighbors.